So I just want to showcase a really quick tip for anybody who's learning how to develop games or is currently developing their own product or project, or if you're doing this as a hobby, which I do. I do it as a hobby, but I've been doing it for a while. I've been learning Unreal for quite a minute. So I've already pre-coded some of this stuff already. Right, as you can see, this is my animation graph. I could just plug this in at any moment whenever I feel like it. But I just wanted to showcase how to showcase stop animations for 8-way directional movement. It's very simple. I copied it off the Paragon character. This is the code for it. It's this simple. This is it. Everything I highlighted. Right? So this is the code. It's speed. If speed is greater than 0, you create a branch, right, which is B left click branch node, which is a boolean gateway navigator, I guess you would call it. So if speed is greater than 0, branch, if that's true, you get the direction, and the direction is this. It's get velocity and get actor rotation. You calculate the direction, and then you create that as a variable. This is how you get the direction node, the direction variable. This is the calculations for it. Everything's already done in this node. You don't have to do any like ACOS or any dot products. It's all done in this node already. And this comes within. This isn't a custom made function. This comes within. It comes out the box of Unreal Engine. Just type in calculate direction. If I could spell, I'm sorry. And then you create this as a variable and call it stop direction. And I created this as a sequence because I want this to operate independently. I don't want it to operate off of false. I want this to operate independently. And the sequence node basically just runs each line in order. So it'll run 0, then it will run 1. So it's running this independently from this. These are independent, I guess you would say calls or something like that. So it's speed. If that is greater than 0, create a branch node. If that's true, get the direction node, which is right here. And then create a variable stop direction. Right? And then you go to the anim graph. I put mine in my lower body, but I could do this anywhere. But I put it in the lower body. This is just how I write animation graphs. I put it in the movement state. And then I put it right here. So this is where I put the start. And this is where I put the stop. And this is the locomotion itself. So I'm going to open up each one individually, right? So this is the start. This is the start animation. Right? As you can see, I turned off loop. Loop is turned off because I don't want this to loop. I only want it to play once. And then I go into locomotion. And this is looping. Right? This is the locomotion. It's a looping animation. This one, yeah, loop is turned on. And then I go into stop. Right? And this also should have loop turned off. You don't want it to loop. You only want it to play once. Right? And this is the stop, right? For directional movement. So it's an 8-way directional stop. If you stop here, it'll basically calculate based off the blend space. you know, how it should stop and everything. And I did it off of run and walk and even sprint. And these are set up, you know, based off of speed, a speed variable, which is all the way to the left. And I divided it by 12 grid divisions so that it correlates with the speed. You can see the speed right there. It's to the right of the direction of left 90. So the speed is 350. For the sprint animations, the speed would be 596, and for walking, the speed would be 150. And this is the variable I use. I use the stop direction and the speed. If I use the direction, it's gonna mess up. Watch, I'll even try with the direction first. Right? So now we're just gonna play test it. This is where direction messes up. Like when you try to do the right, you see it's playing the front animation instead of the side one. Right? So you see it messed up. Now we're gonna play stop direction. You see it's playing the correct stop animation now. This is 8-way directional stop also. As you can see, there's some foot sliding. But if you really want to, if that really bothers you, what you want to do is you want to convert this to a blend space graph, right? And then you want to open it up, right? And then you could open this up individually, right? So I noticed that. Let me just delete everything, make it like super simple so that we know exactly where we are, right? So I just converted this into a blend space graph and then I opened it up. So I noticed that the back is like it has foot sliding and stuff like that. Well, this one's pretty good. Alright, the blend space graph did something. I don't know what it did exactly. But normally what you would do is you would just tweak the start position and stuff like that, or the play rate. You would just tweak it. Just keep tweaking the values until you get it like to the nice smooth blend that you want it to be at. So all you would do is tweak the play rate in the start position. Some people, they like to mess with curves and everything. It depends how picky you are. Most players aren't going to notice that. But if you're like me, this is enough. But if you really wanted to, you could play with like curve values and add curve floats and all that stuff. That's if you're like really picky though. But anyway, I just wanted to showcase that. I don't know what the blend space graph did, but this is actually even good enough, to be honest. I don't know what it did, but if I want to go back to what it used to be, all I would do is re-drag this out. That's it. And do that. And then I'm going to delete this because it doesn't calculate the correct direction when I stop. And then I'll move this to the side. And I'll even unplug it so it doesn't look so messy. See, now it's going right back to. See, if you notice, like that foot sliding is there. It to be honest though, like when you're playing, it's not really gonna matter that much. But you could also affect the ratio as well, so you could get time remaining. If the animation is less than a certain percentage, then you can transition into the stop motion. So I'll put 0.6, like which is 60%. If the animation is 60% done, then just transition into the stop, the idle animation. Let's see how that works out. I'll do 0.80% or zero point 0.8, which is 80%. That foot sliding is really vicious. Like holy crap. Another thing you could do is you could change this to inertialization so that it like lags, I guess, so that it doesn't play the whole animation. I think, but that's about it. Thank you for watching.